All right, this is the SureWo motorcycle helmet chin mount for anything that has action camera mounts on the bottom of it, including but not limited to action cameras. In this case, the SureWo motorcycle helmet mounts right to the chin strap area of your full face motorcycle helmet. If you're the type of person who likes to film yourself riding around on bicycles, or in my case, electric scooters, or in many cases, motorcycles, then you know the importance of having different mounts. Having mounts around different parts of your bike or on your body just adds an extra element to the video that makes it more fun to watch. I really like this mount in particular because it has elastic, stretchy bands, so you don't have to tighten and readjust this thing every time you put it on a different helmet, or if you just want to take it off your helmet and put it right back on. You're not going to ride with this thing every time, and it's nice to have these flexible things so that you can take it on and off easily. I also like this blue thing back here. This is actually a non-stick silicone piece that's very stretchy and flexible, and when you adhere this little mount to your helmet, this blue thing will flex to the shape of your helmet, and it will grip onto the material, usually plastic, on the outside of your helmet. You can see on the front of the mount here, this is where your devices will attach onto, and it does have a little hinge right here. So there's a Phillips head screw on this side of the mount that you can tighten, and it reduces or increases the amount of resistance that you have right here. This is nice because you can cinch up the camera close to your face. You can also pull this piece back, because if you have any sort of camera or attachment that has anything behind it, that way you can have cables or something sticking out of your camera while this thing is attached to the helmet still. Yeah, having the camera closer to your helmet will reduce the strain on this strap as a whole, and it will prevent it from pulling away from your helmet. So the closer you can get it to your helmet, the better. And in this case, you can attach it right up to the mount if you need to. So something that sort of concerned me about this mount before I bought it was the fact that it only has 3 points of contact instead of 4. And I thought that it might make this thing a little bit less secure. But I've noticed that, well, on top of having 2 straps for the bottom, so it essentially does act like 4, it's got this really, really grippy silicone mat in the back. So even though, like I said, these things are stretchy, it's still very possible to adhere this thing to your helmet extra tight. The straps attach together with these 2 plastic clips on the backside, and you can tighten or loosen the little elastic ones on the bottom. So it does fit in multiple helmets. But you can see with the 2 straps that are clipped together like this, when it's mounted to your helmet, when you're looking at it from the front, there's no extra material dangling down, and there's nothing to trim or snip, so that's really nice. So here's one helmet that I had, and it was pretty obvious to me that this mount would work on this helmet, just because the lower piece right here, this is flat, and I couldn't imagine it slipping off to the left or the right very easily. But I was a little more concerned about this type of helmet that I have, where the chin comes to more of a point. Since this just has 1 piece of contact, I was worried that this would slip to the left or the right, but the silicone, that blue silicone that I mentioned on the back, does a really good job of actually sticking the mount to the helmet so it doesn't move left and right or back and forth. One thing I will say about these though is if it's really hot out, this will block the vent hole cover on your full face helmets that's usually right here on most full face helmets. So keep that in mind definitely when you're buying one of these mounts. So this is what the mount looks like when it's attached to my helmet. You can see it's got a little bit of play to the left and right, but pretty much no play up and down at all. This is very secure on my helmet. In the online marketplace, there are a lot of motorcycle helmet chin strap mounts for things like this, but if you're looking for something that just works like you expect it going to, and you're not going to have to buy any accessories for it, there's no unexpected surprises or features that you have to learn how to deal with, this SureWo motorcycle helmet chin strap mount is an excellent option.